Hey friend, welcome to day one of the Motherhood Reset. This is a 14-day mini series where we're going to be talking about some of the challenges and mental habits that just quietly weigh us down in motherhood. And each day we'll also explore one mindset shift, something small and something simple and grounding, just to help you navigate the harder moments of motherhood with more clarity and self-compassion and self-love. We're not going to be here to fix everything, okay? But I'm a strong believer that with the right mindset, we can start seeing things differently. And that can absolutely have such a big impact in how we move through the challenges that we experience. And today we're talking about something many of us do, often without even realizing it. And that is apologizing. Apologizing for so many things that we do as moms. Whether it's saying sorry for the noise your kid makes, the mess your kid makes, the exhaustion you feel, or just needing space as a woman. We've been conditioned to shrink ourselves as women and as mothers, diminishing our own needs in order to just avoid making other people feel uncomfortable. So today, I want to challenge you a little bit and walk you through three common ways that we as moms end up apologizing, often without even realizing that we're doing it. These aren't just habits, okay? They're patterns that shape how we see ourselves and how we move through the world. And if we do it long enough, it starts to affect your confidence. So I think it's really important to notice it and to try to break that cycle. So let's talk about where this habit comes from and also what it's costing us. And before we go, I'd love to hear in the comments, what is one thing that you have been apologizing for that you're ready to stop doing? Number one, stop apologizing for your child needing you. I've been that mom, okay? I've been the mom who drafts very apologetic and very polite emails to her boss, or maybe even goes into her boss's office and says, I'm really sorry, but can I please leave work early today because my kid is sick and I need to pick them up. I've done it because I didn't want to seem like I was slacking, but also because I knew that other people were counting on me. But most importantly, I think I've been doing that because somewhere along the way, I've picked up that message that needing to parent during work hours somehow made me less dependable and less professional and less committed. And look, I get that it's common courtesy to apologize, especially if it's in a work-related setting. And I guess sometimes saying the actual words, I'm sorry, is okay, but stop feeling guilty about it. Reframe that thought because when your baby needs you, you're not being unprofessional. You're being irreplaceable in the most important way. And here's what I've learned over the past few years. You are always replaceable at work, regardless of how good of an employee you are. You could be giving your 150%, dealing with all of your projects like better than anybody else. But if you were to quit, your company would find a replacement for you. They might miss you, but they will find a person to replace you. You know where you're not replaceable is at home because you are your kid's most important person and they are yours. You are their safe place. You are their anchor. You are their home. So just remember that you're always replaceable everywhere else. You're never replaceable at home. Number two, stop apologizing for having boundaries. Look, for a long time, I struggled with setting boundaries and I struggled even more with keeping them, especially as a mom and especially as somebody who grew up just being praised for being easygoing or grounded or so accommodating or just, she goes with the flow. So boundaries for people like me can feel like you're setting a rejection, like you're being a difficult person, like you're confrontational, like you owe some people an explanation for what you're doing and why you're doing it. But please hear me. You're allowed to say things like, no, we're not doing that. Or no, we're not having visitors. My baby was just born. We don't want any visitors. My baby was just born. We don't want any photos circulating of them online. No, I'm not up for that conversation. No, we're going to keep our weekend low key and won't be able to join you, right? And you don't have to follow all of these things with like, sorry, I hope that's okay. You don't need to over explain or make people feel comfortable with your choices because I can almost guarantee that most of the people, when they're deciding about something, they're not thinking of your comfort level. And look, if somebody gets upset because you said no to something that doesn't work for you, that's their discomfort to manage, not yours. No apologies needed. Number three, stop apologizing for your parenting choices. Look, there's just so much noise out there, blogs and books and social media and unsolicited advice from strangers at the grocery store and your family and your parents and your in-laws. And somehow you're supposed to just absorb all of this advice and be grateful for it and just navigate it all perfectly. No, it's exhausting. And I think it creates this pressure to not only want to make the right choice, but to also justify it to everybody around you. We can't do it all the time. And you know what? Whether you co-sleep, sleep train, breastfeed, formula feed, use screen time or not for your kids, these are your choices, okay? These are the choices that you made because it works for your family. You don't need anybody an explanation of what you're doing, why you're doing it, or how you're doing it. It's what works for your for you and your family, and that's what matters. So the mindset shift about this is this: trust yourself. Choose differently and stop apologizing for what you do and how you do it. So if you've been carrying this quiet habit of saying sorry for every decision, every need, every moment that comes with being a mom, here's your reminder. You're not being dramatic. You're not asking for too much. You are showing up for your family in a world that unfortunately doesn't always make it easy for moms. You're not doing it wrong. You're just doing it your way. Keep doing it your way and embrace the fact that you do not need the approval of others. So let me know in the comments, what is that one thing that you've been apologizing for that you're ready to stop? I hope this has been helpful. I wish you a beautiful day, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 2. Bye.